Kevin Smith on Mark Maron's podcast. Check this out.
I'll tell you, honestly, I might make an argument that marketing of Cop Out might have diminished your ticket sales. Because that billboard was fucking everywhere. And I gotta be honest with you, Kevin. I mean, I looked at that billboard and I said, I've already seen that movie.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there was nothing about that poster that was screamed like, holy shit, this is the original. But to be fair, nothing about the movie was. The whole movie is an homage picture. We just wanted to make an 80s
Beverly Hills Cop.
It had to look like something you'd seen before. At least that's what I hoped they were thinking.
Right.
But I know the real story. The one guy wouldn't even sit for a fucking poster shoot. So essentially they have to go like, okay, we got one guy who
names
will.
All of a sudden?
Yeah, everybody knows who it is. It ain't, let me put it this way. Remember the really funny guy in the movie? It ain't him. He's a fucking dream. Tracy Morgan.
Holy shit, he wouldn't even fucking sit for a poster?
A poster shoot? That's fucking bad.
What a fucking dick. What a fucking asshole.
Let me put it this way. Remember the really funny guy in the movie? It ain't him. He's a fucking dream. Tracy Morgan, I would lay down in traffic for the rest of my life with Tracy Morgan. Because were it not for Tracy, I might have killed either myself or someone else in the making of fucking.
So you were disappointed? Beyond
disappointed. It was, look,
that's why you went into the movie.
It was one of the main reasons. Yeah. I mean, look, while I was there, I was able to accomplish everything else I needed to accomplish, and as much as learn about marketing, understand how to work on a team with others and shit.
And you know what? Honestly, you were given the gift of not having to tell your dad that Bruce Willis was a dick.
Yeah. Ultimately, there's that. But let me tell you, I'm sure he knew. He knew from the fucking jump. I wish he just could have communicated to me from the afterlife. It was tough. It was difficult, dude. I've never been involved in a situation like that where, one component does not come.
He's not in it.
He's not in the box at all.
Yeah.
It's not.
He's just doing a job so he can get by.
I've heard of, it was fucking soul.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Really, but again, that's not a lot of people are like, you're just trying to blame the movie on him. No, but look, I had no fucking help from this dude whatsoever.
But the sad part of that story on a personal level is as a kid who grew up in New Jersey, who loved fucking Bruce Willis, and you get this big opportunity and you get disappointed by your fucking hero. I mean, that is really the worst moment, and it's something that you're probably going to have to do again, given the business that you're in.
No, he changed everything for me, though.
No, I just mean meeting people that you respect.
No, but that's the thing. I'm saying he changed that for me, because now I'll never meet anybody. Like, that was it. I was just like,
shattered
it. Yeah, forget it. Like, I'd rather like people from a distance.
Yeah, wow. It's like seeing Superman without his cape. You get so fucking disappointed. Go, oh, this is what this guy really is about.
I remember how psyched he was when Bruce Willis signed. He's like, dude, Die Hard. I'm getting to work with the guy.
With fucking Bruce Willis.
And then it just turned into a fucking nightmare.
But you know what, though? Most people, and again, I haven't worked with him on that level that Kevin did. Most people I've met have not been disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, literally, Ozzy's the greatest guy on fucking earth. He's a sweet guy. And most of them are like,
Where are the birthday gifts?
I didn't say his memory is terrific.
Where are the birthday gifts? Those Beatles books are still around here somewhere. They never came back for him.
Here's why Ozzy's a great guy, because he should have fucking thrown them at me, but he actually pretended he liked them. But you know what I mean? Like, most guys I've met have been really cool. I mean, you get a couple of dicks here and there, but I'd say 90% of them have been great. So it's still worth meeting. And I'm terrific when I meet people. Everyone says it.
You sure are. I did see Bruce.
You saw?
Kevin Smith invited me to a night shoot, a car chase scene with Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan. It was awesome. It was such a great night. And there were 6 kids on the set that night. And I saw Bruce basically, he could give a fuck that these kids.
Really?
And they were part of the program where, well, check this out because we know you're going to die soon. The Make-A-Wish kids.
Yeah.
Was There's No Hope.
Yeah.
And they were on set.
Yeah.
And they had a nice ice cream truck for everybody. Let's all have ice cream.
Beautiful.
And Bruce was so dismissive. So fucking dismissive. Could give a fuck.
What it is.
And everybody was affected. You could not be affected. It was brutal.
I wonder what that is.
And they were full of life, and you know their lives weren't going to fucking be too much longer.
Do you think Kevin is too much of a nice guy, to tell you the truth? Do you think he's too nice to deal with, like actors? Because he's always, for the most part, before that, has dealt with people he knows and, people that came up about the same time he did, things like that. And he knows how to direct people he knows. He's done that very well over the years. Now you get someone like Bruce Willis, He's been in the business forever. He's had successful, huge fucking action movies, Die Hard, shit like that. And then, like, I don't think a Bruce Willis would respect Kevin Smith unless Kevin came across like, hey, I'm directing this motherfucker. But that isn't Kevin.
No, you answered your own question because Bruce Willis thinks of himself, and we all think of him as a big-time action hero. He probably went on set and said, there's a lot of action in this movie. I know way more than you could possibly know about this shit, so we're going to do it my way.
Yeah, but Kevin, as the director, maybe if he was a little more like, hey, my movie, I'm director. You're fucking the star of the movie. You listen to me.
I was lucky enough to be on set for one night, and I saw just nothing but like just a very like carefree atmosphere. Everyone was just like,
it's like that's Kevin though.
Everyone was just having a good time, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We don't know that business. I don't know. Maybe if you lay down the hammer like that, then you're not going to get a good performance from Bruce Willis, because now he's going to be a little pissed inside. Like, how dare you fucking lay down the hammer on me, a major action star? So maybe it's political.
Look at like Pulp Fiction.
Right.
Look at the Pulp Fiction. Bruce Willis was great in that. He was fucking great in that.
Mm-hmm.
And is that like Tarantino being able to be a fucking maniac on set? You know?
Right.
And get exactly what he wanted out of Bruce Willis? Because I think the first thing he said is, I don't want to see that little smirky smile from fucking, his old moonlighting show.
Right. Yeah, but that wasn't like an action flick. I mean, Pulp Fiction certainly had some action scenes, but it was a lot deeper than that.
Total action. Fucking
so maybe
Bruce Willis's scenes with
maybe
the
Bruce felt like he was out of his element, so I better really listen to the director so I could get a good performance going here. I have a feeling
car chase. He was in fights. He was in fucking gunfire and shit like that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Pulp Fiction certainly had enough action shit going on.
Yeah, and what was Bruce Willis doing like around Pulp Fiction time? Was that almost like did Quentin kind of like, hey, let me pluck you out of obscurity too?
He helped him and John Travolta?
I'm not sure.
That's a fucking hero right there.
Because maybe he was a little more humble. I humble you. No. I humble you.
Well, we've had
camel clutch and fuck you in the ass.
Next time we talk to Tarantino, we've had him on the show. We got to ask him. Maybe he'll back up what Kevin's saying.
Maybe he will.
I believe Kevin.
But Kevin's just a nice guy, which unfortunately for a director, it's very hard to be a nice guy with everybody.
It depends on, like, again, Spielberg, or when you look at a guy like Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is probably not a yeller, but nobody who works, and I'm sure it's not that Bruce doesn't respect Kevin, it's just Bruce is bigger. Like, on that set, Bruce could probably call the studio and have more impact than Kevin could because he's Bruce Willis. But if it's Clint Eastwood, you know, what are you going to do? Fucking argue with Clint Eastwood on the set? You look like an asshole.
Yeah.
You can't.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Like, Clint Eastwood, though, is Clint Eastwood. He has, like...
But why is Bruce...
He gets respect because he's fucking Clint Eastwood.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And from what I've heard with his directing style, he is kind of like you listen to me. You know, people will listen to him. I'm not saying Kevin... Kevin is a relatively young director.
But why does Bruce Willis have to be such an asshole? The rest of the guys on that movie weren't assholes.
Exactly.
Tracy Morgan wasn't an asshole.
What did we get?
Sean William Scott wasn't an asshole.
Pulp Fiction. So we were looking at Striking Distance before that. Loaded Weapon 1. Death Becomes Her. The Last Boy Scout. Okay, so that was like the last good movie he made was 91. And Pulp Fiction was 94. Yeah, okay.
That's 17 years.
Hudson Hawk, Billy Bathgate, Mortal Thoughts. Yeah, okay.
Those are all movies.
Yeah, and then after Pulp Fiction, we got like... Die
Hard. After Pulp Fiction, you got New Die Hard, you got
12
Monkeys.
Which is great.
Fifth Element, which I like, which everyone else hates.
Fifth Element. I like Fifth Element.
Apocalypse.
Sixth Sense was huge. Yeah. Unbreakable. I liked Unbreakable. Yeah, did you?
I liked Unbreakable.
Yeah, a lot of people bash that because it's fucking M. Like Shyamalan.
No, that was a good one, though.
But I liked that one. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
They should have shown his hidden talent a little more.
What do you mean?
Took a little.
I thought there was going to be a sequel. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, it took a little too long for all that to unfold. I thought was my problem with the fucking.
Well, that's
movie.
stupid. M. Light Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Ding Dong
He's got a fucking character development is 99% of the movie.
The element of surprise has to be the last 2 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
How about you give us a little element of surprise halfway through the fucking film? You fucking ding dong.